Thank you for being here tonight in support of Project Healthy Minds, our partners at Archwell Foundation, and the true leaders in mental health access. Tonight, we're all here together to focus on what remains one of the most pressing issues of our time. Let me share a number with you. 4,000. That's how many families the Social Media Victims Law Centre is currently representing. Families whose children have been harmed or lost forever to social media. 4,000 cases at just one firm. And that number represents only those parents who have been able to link their child's circumstance to social media use. Parents who have learned legal action is possible, who have the capacity to pursue it while grieving, and parents who found their way to help in the fight back against some of the wealthiest, most powerful corporations in the world. And even after this...
What a week it's been in New York City, folks. Once again, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, stepped out and reminded the world that grace, purpose and love still shine, even when the loudest voices try to drown them out. Every time these two make a public appearance, the same tired chorus of naysayers tries to twist something beautiful into a spectacle. But, as always, truth and light prevail, because Harry and Meghan don't just attend events, they live their mission. Now, this week wasn't just another red carpet or another engagement. This was a powerful reminder of what these two stand for: mental health, compassion, and global connection. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex made their mark at the Project Healthy Minds event and were recognised as Humanitarians of the Year, an honour that speaks volumes about their continued work through the Archwell Foundation. Let's pause right there. Humanitarians of the Year. That's not some minor recognition. That's a global acknowledgement of what this couple has built together after leaving behind the very system that tried to silence them. Harry and Meghan have taken their pain, their experiences and their platform and turned it into action. From mental health to military veterans, from women's empowerment to global compassion, they've become an unstoppable force for good. So while the British tabloids and a handful of bitter commentators scramble for ways to spin a story of tension or distance, the reality is clear. Harry and Meghan are thriving. They're walking their path on their own terms. During their trip to New York, we saw them side by side.
Can Prince Harry work as a
radiating
part-time royal?
confidence,
That's getting a
laughter,
big fat
and
no
warmth.
from the king, according to a
Meghan
new
took
Daily
to
Mail
Instagram
report.
to share
Despite the
a clip
father-son reunion
captioned
at Clarence
Happy
House on
World
September
Mental Health
10th,
Day,
a royal
with a
insider
personal
blasted
message
claims that this could be
to the
new
man
normal
who always
for Harry
keeps
and
me
Meghan.
laughing.
Whoever's behind it
That
seems to have
one
mistaken
line
a brief
says it
tea
all.
and slice of cake
It's
for the
love,
Treaty of
it's
Versailles.
partnership, it's
Ouch.
gratitude.
The source added
And
that
it
Charles
completely
III
shuts
is
down
a
the
forgiving
empty
man,
noise
but has been
that the
absolutely
tabloids
clear
rely on.
that there cannot be half
That
in,
clip
half out
showing
members
Meghan
of the
laughing
working royal
while Harry
family.
flipped through some
This
papers
upholds Charles's late
gave us
mother,
a
Queen
genuine
Elizabeth's decision
glimpse
following
of what
Harry's
life is
highly
like
publicized
behind the
exit from royal
scenes.
life and
They
moved to
weren't
the
posing
U.S.
for cameras
The modern face
or
of the monarchy
curating a
is
facade.
Charles and his
This
heir,
was
Prince
real,
William, who
unfiltered
hosted the Trumps
affection.
during last week's state
Harry
visit.
glancing
That
at
said,
documents.
Harry and Meghan are still
Meghan
allowed to use the
giggling
royal
beside him.
titles of Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
It's the
just
small
not
moments that
HRH,
reveal the truth
his and her
about a
royal
couple's
highness.
bond.
Their two kids also
And
have
yet,
royal
what did the
prefixes.
tabloids do?
Prince Archie, age
The
6,
same
and Princess
tired routine.
Lilibet, age 4.
They zoomed in
The
on
source went on
seconds
to
of
allege that
footage,
the
twisted
syrupy
angles,
news
and
is
invented
coming from
nonsense about
supposed
awkwardness.
Sussex sources. And
It's
they
almost
aren't
like
helping
these
a
outlets
reconciliation.
can't stand to see
However, a
Meghan and Harry
spokesperson
at
for
peace.
Harry told Page 6,
But here's the thing.
the Duke has made
their
it clear
calm,
that the
their
focus,
joy,
as it
their
relates
continued
to his family,
success
is his
the
father.
loudest response
Beyond that,
they could ever
and on
give.
any other issues as relating
Now,
it to the
let's
royal
talk about
family,
the
we
Project
won't be commenting.
Healthy
But it
Minds
seems like the
Gala.
English singer Joss
It
Stone
wasn't just
is
a
doing
photo
the talking
op.
for him.
This was
She
a
told
major,
Hello
serious
magazine
event
that Harry had
focusing
spoken
on
to her
something
about the
both
schools
Harry
in
and
London
Meghan have championed
at the
for
Welch
years.
Out Awards during his
the
4-day
global
UK
mental
trip.
health crisis.
Could it be a sign that the father of two
Through
has
Archwell,
an itch to
they
move
helped
back
organize
home?
3
And do you think
key
Harry should be allowed to
panel
be a
discussions
part-time royal,
exploring the
splitting time
future
between the
of
US
mental
and
health
the UK?
support?
Share your thoughts in the
Leaders,
comments below.
innovators and advocates came together, because the Sussexes don't just talk about change, they build it. At the gala, they were honoured as Humanitarians of the Year. And as they walked the red carpet, we saw a couple deeply connected through purpose. Meghan looked radiant, elegant and confident. Harry stood proud beside her. And while cameras flashed and voices shouted, they handled it all with the quiet dignity that has defined their journey since stepping back from royal duties. But, of course, as always, some corners of the media couldn't resist the urge to pick apart every gesture. A few moments where Harry leaned in to speak with someone else, instantly spun as Meghan left alone. A moment where Harry guided her forward for photographers, labelled as rushed. It's almost comical how desperate the British media has become to paint cracks where there are none. What they refuse to acknowledge is that Harry and Meghan aren't playing the old royal performance game anymore. They don't need to plaster fake smiles for public approval. What they show is authenticity. And that, to the press, is terrifying. Because when authenticity thrives, manipulation dies. After their joint appearances, the couple spent some solo time in Manhattan, Meghan visiting one venue, Harry dining elsewhere. But here's what the tabloids didn't mention. This isn't distance. This is balance. This is two adults with busy independent schedules. Meghan was connecting with contacts for future Archewell partnerships. Harry was holding quiet discussions with veterans advocates. They're a team, and like any strong team, they don't have to be joined at the hip every second to prove unity. The next day, they reunited with one of Meghan's oldest and dearest friends, Serena Williams, for dinner at Soho House, a friendship that has spanned over a decade. And let's take a moment to talk about Serena's words. Serena Williams said, and I quote, "Meghan is the epitome of strength, confidence, selflessness and everything good." That's not just a compliment, that's a testimony. That's someone who's seen Meghan up close for years. A woman who's witnessed Meghan's journey from actress to advocate, from Duchess to global humanitarian. Serena knows what Meghan has endured and overcome, and her words ring truer than any of the baseless chatter from Meghan's detractors. Now, think about the contrast. On one side, you have respected icons like Serena Williams celebrating Meghan's grace, strength and compassion. On the other, you have bitter royal commentators, many of whom have never met Meghan, trying to make a living tearing her down. It's jealousy, plain and simple, because Meghan Markle represents something they can't control and can't diminish. A black woman who built her success, her family, and her freedom on her own terms. Back to the Project Healthy Minds Festival. It wasn't lost on anyone that the Sussexes chose this event to shine light on mental wellness. This cause is close to Harry's heart, rooted in the pain of losing his mother and years of unspoken trauma from growing up in the royal spotlight. Meghan, too, has shared her own struggles, and rather than hide them, she's turned her vulnerability into empowerment for others. When they spoke at the event, it wasn't about them, it was about us. About all of us who struggle in silence, who need spaces where mental health isn't stigmatized. That's the true power of Harry and Meghan's work. It's personal, it's purposeful, it's healing. Even behind the scenes, that video Meghan posted, her laughter, her warmth, symbolized something deeper. It said, we're okay, we're grounded, we're happy. It reminded the world that love doesn't have to perform, it just is. And what does the press do in response? They try to manufacture discord because their entire business model depends on division. They need to pit people against each other, Harry versus William, Meghan versus Catherine, because that's how they sell papers and clickbait. But the truth is that Harry and Meghan left that world precisely so they could stop living in its toxicity. Look at their lives now. Successful partnerships, 2 beautiful children, a foundation making global impact, and the freedom to choose where, how, and with whom they spend their time. That's not failure, that's freedom. So when tabloids say Harry and Meghan spend time apart, let's translate that. Harry and Meghan are so confident and secure in their relationship that they don't need to perform for us. They trust each other, they understand each other, and they support each other's independence. The trip to New York wasn't just another outing. It was a symbol of where they are now, aligned in mission, rooted in purpose, and above the noise. They were honoured for their humanitarian work. They led conversations about mental health. They reconnected with friends. They showed joy, love, and humanity in a city that embraces them warmly every time they visit. That's the real story, not the made-up nonsense about awkwardness or distance. If anything, this trip proved once again that Meghan and Harry's light continues to shine despite the shadows cast by others. And that light, my friends, is unstoppable. So as we look at these moments, Meghan's laughter, Harry's focus, their shared purpose, let's take a cue from them. Let's remember what it means to rise above negativity. Let's remember that love, when rooted in truth and respect, doesn't crumble under criticism. It grows stronger. That's why the Sussexes remain symbols of resilience and authenticity. Every appearance, every project, every award is a reminder that the future belongs not to those who tear others down, but to those who lift others up. And for all the chatter about their separate dinners, let's be honest, these two have shared more unity and partnership than the entire royal establishment combined. They support each other's individuality, and that's what makes them powerful together. So, while Meghan glows with her humanitarian grace, and Harry continues to be the champion for mental health, the message is clear. They're not just surviving, they're thriving. And as for the critics, let them talk. Because every time they speak, Harry and Meghan simply rise higher, loved by millions who see the truth for themselves. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry spend time apart in New York. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex stepped out together on Thursday and Friday before their solo outings on Saturday. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry made individual appearances across Manhattan, following back-to-back joint appearances in New York City. The Duchess of Sussex captioned the clip, "Happy World Mental Health Day." She added a personal tribute, "To the man who always keeps me laughing." The social media post came less after the pair attended the Project Healthy Minds event. At Thursday's gala, the couple were honoured as Humanitarians of the Year for their charitable work. However, observers noted some awkward interactions during their red carpet appearance. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex appeared to have dinner apart last night as they were pictured leaving different restaurants on Saturday evening. These solo appearances come a day after the couple dined with tennis icon Serena Williams at New York's Soho House. The friendship between the Duchess of Sussex and Mrs. Williams spans over a decade. Following their meeting, Williams offered glowing remarks about the Duchess, stating, "Meghan is a great person, and I think the epitome of strength, the epitome of confidence, the epitome of just selflessness, and the epitome of everything is just her and everything that she's gone through." The Sussexes' New York visit centred on their attendance at the Project Healthy Minds Gala, where both received Humanitarian of the Year accolades. On Friday evening, Meghan Markle took to Instagram to share a behind-the-scenes video from her and Prince Harry's appearance at the World Mental Health Day Gala in New York City. The footage captured a light-hearted moment between the couple backstage, with Meghan seen laughing whilst Harry reviewed documents beside a lamp. The Duke of Sussex appeared to rush his wife forward whilst they posed for photographers. Additionally, Meghan found herself standing by herself when Harry moved away to engage in a conversation with another attendee. These moments prompted speculation about tension between the pair. However, Meghan's latest Instagram indicates they are on good terms. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle marked World Mental Health Day by participating in Project Healthy Minds' annual festival in New York City on Friday. The couple's Archewell Foundation organised 3 panel discussions at the event, which gathered industry leaders to examine the future of mental health. So, to the Royal Sussex squad, this is our reminder. The noise fades, the truth remains, and our Duke and Duchess are out there changing the world, one meaningful step at a time. Now, if you love seeing Harry and Meghan continue to win, continue to shine with love, dignity and grace, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and show your support by hitting that super thanks button. Your support helps us keep amplifying the truth, celebrating this incredible couple, and shutting down the hate machine once and for all. Because here, on the Royal Sussex squad, we see through the noise. We celebrate what's real, and what's real is Harry and Meghan, united, unstoppable, and more inspiring than ever.